Okay, so welcome back to Southys Fishing. I hope you've all had a good Christmas and New Year break, and I hope you're all glad to be back to work, obviously. So 5 things I wish I knew before I started fishing. So some people have been fishing for years, and a lot of the time they think back, oh, I wish I'd done that when I started fishing. Would have caught a lot more fish, would have saved a lot of time, a lot of money. So yeah, I'm going to tell you the 5 things that I wish I started. So number 1, read catch reports or fishing reports or whatever you want to call them. Catch reports. There are lots of different places you can read these. You can read them in online forums, but probably the main place nowadays is Facebook. So there are a couple of different places that I would recommend, which I'm going to show you in a minute. In the olden days, people used to meet up and tell each other stuff. Nowadays, everything's online. People don't talk to each other. Well, they do, but you get what I'm saying. Everyone just posts a few pictures, nice little report about where they fished. It's good to read them. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I know you're probably going, oh yeah, you're gonna nick someone's spot. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying speak to people. Ask them, can you give me any help or tips about this venue? You're not asking for the exact location, the exact tide. You're just asking for a little bit of help that might help you catch a few more fish. And if you're nice about it and you post a report back and to say, oh, thanks for helping, this really helped me out, people won't mind. If you start asking what bait, what location, what tide, without any other nice comment, then people are going to get annoyed. So be polite, but also read where other people are fishing. You could be fishing in a completely wrong area. Could be fishing the completely wrong time of year. So it depends how much knowledge you already have about fishing, but this would be my number 1 thing at the moment, is keep up to date on the catch reports. Now have a little look at this screen recording. I'll show you a couple of places where I find out my catch reports. So whether that's in World Sea Fishing forums, which is one that I would recommend. It's not as active as it used to be, but people still post reports and you can select your area and go into there and view different reports for each day. I would also encourage you not just to read them, but to post your own. It's a very key thing. Don't just go through and read everything, take all the information and do it. Make sure you actually give a little bit of input back. So the second thing I would recommend is going onto Facebook and having a look at some different Facebook groups. Loads of people use Facebook nowadays. One of the main ones is UK Shore Catch Reports. You probably know Wayne Hand. He's a good lad. Yeah, he runs this page and it's a really good page. So have a little look at this and you might find some key information that might help you catch a few more fish. But again, if you find something, note it down, implement it when you go fishing, and then if it's worked, just message the guy, say thanks, I used this, or post up your own catch report, because it might help someone else. So this is just one of them. If you type in the search bar your area sea fishing, there might be another group or a page near you that specialises in sort of your area. So number 2, create a fishing diary. Now yes, I know you've heard it all before, you've probably heard me bang on about it and you're probably bored about it, but trust me, this is what you want to do. Yeah, you can look back at this diary, see what state the tide was when you caught this bass that was 62 centimeters on this bait, and what position the moon was in, or whatever else you want to add in. You can add in a lot more detail to your fishing diary than you can remember. That's it. So here's my fishing diary. I'm going to show you it right now. I'll leave a link to a template for this diary so you can use it. And as you'll see in the video, it's a Google sheet. I can access it on my phone, laptop, iPad, anything I want, anywhere in the world. And I can see what sessions I caught, what sessions I didn't, and any notes that I want to add. Now you can see I've got some headers here: date, location, fish caught, fishing period, notes, bait and rigs, most importantly the tide and what the weather was like. These all play a key part into your session? Was it rough? Was it really, really hot and there wasn't any shade? Was it a really big tide? What time did you fish? Did you fish all day? Did you just fish the ebb? What sort of things did you forget to bring, or did you want to make note of? These things will really help you for your next session. And what you can also do, I'm not obviously going to show you all of my notes, but what you can do is then you can go back through here and you can see the sessions that you caught, and then you can start to put together some information about when you was catching fish and when you wasn't catching fish, and try and work out what's changed and how can you improve that. So this is something that I would really recommend. I've got a shore one, I've got a boat one. They're exactly the same, pretty much. And I just refer back to these if I'm going to go out for a session. I also have a couple of others. One about squid fishing, riverina bass fishing, because that's one of my local marks, and just some notes really. So yeah, definitely make a fishing diary. Don't be lazy. Get everything jotted down and it will make your life 10 times easier. So what did you think? Are you going to write a fishing diary? Are you going to add any notes? I'll leave that down to you. So number 3, keep it simple. This is, if not the most important one that I would stick to in my eyes. When I first started fishing, I don't know about everyone else, but I was just thinking about everything. Now maybe my mind's a bit crazy, but I was thinking about all sorts of different lures, different braid, different fluoro, if I needed this rod, if it was too cold, different times of year, if the water was too murky. Get a basic lure set up, basic lure, Axia Mighty Minnow, soft plastic, and just stick to one location. Not the exact same place, but one location, right? And fish it at night, fish it at the morning. But this links into the diary. Note down where you've been and what you've done. And then when you do catch, you'll be able to go back and see, this is what worked, and then keep repeating it. Don't overcomplicate things. People will say, oh, you need a top water lure, you need a shallow diver lure, you need to change the hooks on your lures, you need this type of braid, you need mono. It's not all about lure fishing, but bait fishing, you need to go here, there. Just keep it simple. So number 4, fresh bait. Fresh bait is always the best bait. There's no ifs about it, alright? There's lots of different bait you can get that's fresh. Obviously, fresh fish. You could catch a fish. You could even live bait it, that's the freshest you're going to get. But a fresh joey mackerel is a really good bait. Fresh worm, fresh squid. Anything that's fresh is going to have a lot more scent than something that's been frozen. So all I'm putting down is a bream, half a bream or more than half a bream, all the guts ready to go down. So the good thing about these fish is it's fresh, but it's obviously what the type of feeding on. This is caught local, and yeah, this is what they're going to be feeding on down there: bream, pouting, pollock, mackerel. So what you want to do is use bait where they're actually getting it from. I don't know too much about bait that's been frozen, but I could probably guarantee that it's probably been frozen more than once. And then if you're taking out for a session with your mate, you don't use it, or you take it back, refreeze it, take it back out again, it's never going to be as good as fresh bait. Now, one of the most important things, now this is links with bait fishing and lure fishing, but I always use it for lure fishing, is you need to find the fish, okay? So many people go out for a jolly, anchor up their boat anywhere, cast out, and wonder why they're not catching certain fish. So you need to go to places where the fish are feeding, okay? So, for example, bass. See on the fish finder that the bass are mid-water. See that? Hopefully you can see that. So, drop my lure down, and what I'm doing is I'm just slowly retrieving it up through the water column till we find them. Oh, took it just below the surface. They love to feed on anything really, but small crabs, small fish, prawns, stuff like that. All of that is gonna live in rock pools, wrecks, reefy areas. That's where they're going to be hunting for their food. It's less likely to catch them over just a plain sand bed, okay? You want to be fishing where their food is going to be, all right? So this is a very key thing. If you're going lure fishing, have a little look on Navionics. I've got a video on it. Have a look on it. See if you can find an area like a wreck or a reef or some kind of mark that you can see is different. This is where fish are going to be sitting. This is where bait fish are going to be. You can't just expect to go out, cast a rod out and catch loads of fish. Now, yeah, you can get lucky. I've had it myself. I've had mates that have had it. You go down the beach, cast out, catch big fish. But if you want to increase your chances of catching, you need to find out where the fish are going to be. You'll see this all links in with your fishing diary, your catch reports. You see those catch reports, you see roughly where people are fishing, or you go to your personal diary and you can see where you've caught before. You go back to those areas. You'll be very surprised about how much the fish will go back to the same spot to feed. Now, I can't say I caught the same fish, right? But I can tell you for sure that every year we go back to the same smoothhound spot and they're there the exact day. And I know that because that's pretty much on my birthday. But I have it in my diary. Exactly. Is it all making sense? So, those are 5 things. I hope they helped. Oh, this is my new puppy. She's getting a bit big now. Ain't you, Mabel? She's called Mabel. She's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And she's about to go on a walk. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's helped. And once again, just make sure you subscribe. There's going to be plenty more videos this year. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.